this is absolutely crazy because literally almost overnight, Black Coffee pretty much lost half of his entire net worth. And who exactly did Black Coffee lose half of his net worth to? Well, it's none other than his first wife, Enhle Mbali, who is now, thanks to this divorce ruling, 500 million rand richer than she was the previous day. And people all over the internet are absolutely celebrating this W for Enhle Mbali, who herself was seen smiling from ear to ear outside of the divorce court.
Children of God, did you guys see the settlement Enhle Mbali? Apparently the woman of God just wanted 100,000 per month. That's all she wanted. That's all the woman of God wanted. She was taken to court for it. Now she's sitting at 600 million. Want the Lord to do it?
October, my dear, you keep on giving. Enhle just won the divorce court case against Black Coffee. I will see half of everything. Guys, community of properties where it's at, hey? Community, Bob. That's where it's at.
Hey, gaga mina. Hey, prenup. Gizosign prenup mina. Gaga mfetsume divorce mina. Umuntu athatha 50%, 50% one. 50% one kusami ngiyibhatanisela. Ngiyibhatanisela nengane yabantu. 50% one kusami ezobuyithatha. Yamjondolo lo ngihlala ku.
I mean, people on the internet are also very excited for Enhle's recent win, with one comment saying, "I'm so happy for Enhle Mbali. Her win is so personal for so many women who walk away empty-handed even after all their self-sacrifice," in 3.3 thousand likes. Let's celebrate with Enhle Mbali. You see, many women sacrifice their dreams for family but are tossed aside when success hits. It happened with Enhle and Black Coffee, and her being a Black woman, she was called all sorts of names. She genuinely deserves every sweeter that's coming to her, gaining 5.6 thousand likes. And even another comment saying, "Officially Miss Mlotshwa. Black Coffee's net worth is $60 million. My girl is 500 million rand richer," gaining a staggering 12,000 likes. But if you thought the parties themselves would be quiet regarding this crazy decision, you had another thing coming, because Enhle Mbali would also be seen celebrating this recent victory.
My name is Enhle Mbali, officially Mlotshwa, and I'm here tonight to enjoy Swati at its best. I'm here to do my favorite thing. Now most of you know that.
Enhle Mbali wouldn't be the only one to respond to this news, because Black Coffee would also post on his Twitter, "Thank you God for music," with a picture seemingly of his DJing set, and this post would gain 12,000 likes. And many people would read into this post as Black Coffee kind of licking his own wounds regarding this entire divorce outcome, and the fact that he's pretty much coping with the fact that Mbali now has to take half of everything he owns. But as you know, the internet being the detectives they are, you would find an old interview that Black Coffee did where he spoke about his divorce being finalized and how it's pretty much ironic where we stand today regarding the things he said in this interview.
The day my divorce is signed, how do I celebrate? You know, it can't be in front of my mother, you know. So you're right. But remember, it's all the search. That's what it is. Searching for happiness. And in the end, I don't think we're gonna be able to find and define it.
Maybe you're probably wondering, how exactly did we get here and when did the news even break? Well, you see, on the 10th of October 2025, the news would actually break via Enhle Mbali's attorney in an Instagram statement where they would confirm the Gauteng High Court's ruling in her favor. You see, the divorce was finalized, ending the years of limbo, and Enhle would celebrate on social media, describing herself as quote-unquote finally free and reverting to her maiden name, Mbali Mlotshwa. And many South African news outlets would also report the story on Instagram and on X, which would only serve to amplify it even more than it was. But how exactly did the judge come to this ruling? Well, it's actually pretty simple. You see, the first key court finding was the fact that there was validity of their customary marriage in 2011. You see, the 2011 traditional ceremony was deemed a valid customary marriage under South African law, overriding any civil interpretations. And the marriage was also ruled to be in community of property by default, entitling Enhle Mbali to 50% of assets acquired during this union. And get this includes potential shares in Black Coffee's music royalties, properties, and businesses like Solistic Music. The girl gets everything. And obviously, the 2017 antenuptial contract was also set aside because the judge found that Enhle was misled into signing it without proper legal advice, and it could not retroactively alter the customary marriage's property regime. And now, because of this, Black Coffee was ordered to pay ongoing spousal support to Enhle. Those specific amounts were not yet disclosed to the public. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering, what are the larger financial implications moving forward? What exactly does this ruling mean? Well, you see, under the community of property, Enhle is entitled to, of course, half of the marital estate, potentially worth hundreds of millions of rands. Black Coffee's net worth is estimated to be around close to R1 billion, and this obviously includes earnings from global tours for one of his songs and even more endorsements. However, the exact divisions do still remain private, with speculation on social media claiming that she could receive 50% outright. It's important to also note that spousal maintenance adds ongoing support, possibly tied to child rearing costs as well. But one post on Twitter would actually question the rumored 5-year limit on these payments, suggesting that it should genuinely extend until remarriage. However, I'm curious to know what you guys think about that fact. Look, I mean, Enhle and her team would absolutely savor every moment of this ruling. In an emotional Instagram post, she would express gratitude for the quote-unquote ugly journey that has taught her many lessons in life, saying, "I'm so grateful. Today, God has laid a table for me," she would write, thanking her legal team, her family, as well as her faith. And she would also emphasize fighting for her children and women's rights in South Africa, concluding, most importantly, "Thank you, God, for making me so strong." This ruling is an absolute blessing to Enhle Mbali and her children because it secures not only her but their future. And look, I would expect that Black Coffee isn't taking this news well because he did try to make her sign a prenuptial agreement back in 2017. However, the court was quick to throw that nonsense out. I do think it's going to take him a few weeks or even months to get over this heartbreak, but he shouldn't see it in a negative way. At the end of the day, this is just to secure his children, but also his ex-wife. And while he might regret how he moved in the past, this just goes to show that when it comes to the fine print, you better make sure you read it. Because in 2025, here we are today, Enhle Mbali getting half of Black Coffee's entire estate. But let me know what you guys think about this court ruling in the comments section below, and whether or not this is a W or a loss for any of the parties involved. Because whether or not you're Siya Kolisi or even Black Coffee, the lesson here is that if you're not planning on keeping your wife forever, well then you better get your papers straight.